talking about ParaWorks. Do you want to jump in right there? Because I'm sure it's fresh in mind right now for you.
Yeah, totally. So, ParaWorks, now I've always been on board with Para, you know this, but I'm 100% on board with ParaWorks right now. There's been some shifting going on over at Para, and my role is going to become a little bigger here too. So, like, in fact, today in the Para app, I opened it in Denver and
Okay.
saw 4 ParaWorks companies I can work with through
Okay.
the app.
So let's go real basic in case, because everyone
Yeah.
knows what Para is in terms of the app and in terms of all of the features that you use for food delivery. But what exactly is ParaWorks?
Okay, so ParaWorks is basically outsourcing to some of the same type of stuff Hannibal and I talk about on this show, like jobs that need to be done through websites, where the websites don't really want to deal with having to track down the gig workers like us, but they want something like from Para saying that this person has worked through the Para app on these other apps. They're a good worker. They do the work, and Para's kind of putting their stamp on it, like, yeah, this is a recommended worker.
Nice.
So, therefore, the other company doesn't now have to rely on the website to grab app workers that they're just not getting. They can look to us, have us fill those. And then we also get into para merchandising and things too, which is like what I've talked about before, end of the aisle type things. So like you're on an Instacart order and it's paying you 12 bucks. Well, while you're at that store, you'll be able to do a count of a 4x4 at the end of an aisle that doesn't have a rep. You count all the items, you make it look nice, you take a picture, takes you 5 minutes while you're on an Instacart order, and ParaWorks pays you 12 bucks. Well, that's 5 minutes of work while you're at that store to subsidize your pathetic pay from Instacart.
To a point where content creators are literally retiring from talking about it.
I mean,
Uh,
it is what it is.
it is, yeah, of course. And you talked about ParaWorks for a year, it seems like, at least when you talked to me
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. So this is something you guys were really putting together. So ParaWorks is helping businesses or companies with qualified gig workers that, hey, listen, we've checked their information, we know that they're good workers, so you could depend on they're going to take care, they're going to handle it. So what kind of gigs do you get from ParaWorks? It's just basically more the same as courier work, or
Pretty much, but everything I've seen so far, and all of the ones here in Denver are $20 plus an hour, and that's kind of been our minimum.
nice?
Anything less than 20 isn't worth it. So $20 an hour seems to be the minimum, and they're all plus, so it can all go way above. It could be less time. Um, I can say this, that by Thanksgiving we'll be in 8 to 10 cities,
Okay, so what
and
cities are you currently
that's
caught?
or states, and that's coming from one state before. So finally it's coming. Well, it's here
Multiple
in
states.
Denver. Yeah, it
Okay.
might be like you guys just open up your Para app, and
Yeah.
if it and you can say you just literally in the Para app just click ParaWorks. It's at the bottom. In everybody's app, every market, click ParaWorks, and then just say I'm interested. It's not going to ask you to fill anything out, but it'll tell you if it's in your area right now.
Nice, nice. And you
So
and you just it's more opportunities to make money.
basically, it's us also looking at like, David's whole plan is that eventually, like, this is your digital profile. This is, it's going to do all the work, or it's going to handle to make sure that you're earning the best. So it's like we can make those offers come out to the right people too, that are
Mm,
like not earning what they should be, and that we notice in their market. Oh my gosh, you're getting like $16, dude. Here, like,
yeah.
it's
Right.
it's another way to earn, and it's done through the Para app, where the payment then can be dealt with from B to clients. So the business will actually make sure we will facilitate the payment. However, we're not touching it. It's going right to you.
Right.
But we're skipping the part where where you have to find their website, fill out some forms, they have to contact you, see if it's a good match. So it's like we're taking a lot of burden off of these companies, and that allows them to pay a little bit better
Okay. Yeah, because you have to go through so much.
because they just count on us. You guys have
Yeah.
200,000 users in the United States. Do you have enough to cover our area? So we can look at anybody we're going to work with. We can look at that market and say, yeah, we have this many users active. We have more
Nice.
than enough to do it.
And what companies are you looking to communicate with, like in terms of like what's your ideal situation? Obviously someone doesn't, they actually have work that needs to be done. They're not interested in going through the websites and they want something to expedite that process. But what I guess
most of it so far, most markets outside of California, it's all catering work.
People like the catering stuff.
Yeah.
Large order program. I'm not sure if you are familiar with that, Steve. It's a big deal.
The lot. Yeah.
It's large orders.
You don't have to do anything. This is already, you're already on Para. So it's not like you have to download Solo and then let them know you're interested. You're already on Para. Just let us know you're interested. Yeah, I'd want to do ParaWorks stuff.
Yeah. Right. I'm assuming when you go to these companies and say, hey, we have this many people in the state ready to go, it's easier when you have them, you have the numbers rather than.
Yeah, because we can say we have this many active users, but we don't know that they're not just people who only do DoorDash and don't care and will never try anything else. And right now, that's my role in stepping in and really going for like the next 3 months. I'm going to be going huge with ParaWorks, some videos, everything, the works.
You're going to be the communications director.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, you could look at, you could say, hey, listen, Price Water Cooper House is paying.
Yeah, I'll send that to David.
they're paying up to $400,000.
Yeah,
or $409,000 in Colorado. So, David, you're gonna have to meet me halfway.
I'm going to be taking some of these though here in Denver, and that's when I'll have the real view for you guys. But the bottom line is, we have had no bad feedback on the ParaWorks stuff at all. The merchandising part, whatever. People usually are like, I can't believe it, dude. When there's a pair of merchandising in California and I end up chatting with the person, they're usually like, that saves me every time. That makes me take bad Instacart orders, which makes me feel a little bad too. Because they're like, if there's a bad Instacart order sitting there, I'll look on the pair of merchandising and see if that Safeway has a merchandising availability that day. If it does, then I might just take a bad order. And I'm like, well, that's not good.
Yeah.
We don't want you doing that, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
That's that makes it like feel like Prop 22 or something. Like we're just handing out money.
Listen, we don't want to talk about Prop 22, because you won't stop. You'll be here for hours. So do you think ParaWorks is going to be pretty busy over the holiday season?
I think it'll be huge after the holiday season. We'll see what the holiday season does, but it's already getting big enough where we were talking about rolling it out in 1 or 2 cities. And now, like I said, and that's an understatement. It could be 15 or 20 by Thanksgiving. I don't know, but we'll be in 10 by Thanksgiving for sure.
So you guys need to, I'm sure you probably already have the Para app on. Go to that ParaWorks. I think we it's kind of the less talked about feature you guys have, because everyone wants all the other stuff, right? Which is important. Obviously, that's the way Para kind of jumped on to the map and the gig community. But you definitely want, there's potential money opportunities in the app already. You may not even know.
Yeah, well, it's not signing up for another app, and Para's taking no portion of the fee. It's just more like placement.
Right.
It's just another feature in there. Like, hey, do you guys want some gig work that pays you better than probably what you're making elsewhere?